Shohei Ohtani is back to being a two-way superstar for the first time, the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's only going to be an opener. He's probably not going to be ramped up until after the All-Star break. But again, he's pitching. There's a video, and I think I'm going to get one of the interns to put it up in a little bit. It's him pitching a new pitch. I guess it's a two-seamer. We'll have to get Joba on it.
Fascinating.
But it's like breaking down and in to a right-handed hitter coming from a right-handed pitcher, almost like a screwball. But I'm pretty sure it's like similar to the Ching-Ming Wang two-seamer, just going a lot harder than Ching-Ming ever threw it. If he can pitch, by the time he gets to the All-Star break, he's going 5 innings a game, right? Say he's about 5 inning, 6 inning guy. I don't expect him to go deeper into games than 6 innings at any point this season, right? I don't think that's the mission for them. The mission is they need pitching. He can pitch. He can help at least right now. And when he's fully healthy, he might be their best pitcher because he's that good. If he's the best pitcher and he's doing what he's doing at the plate, which, by the way, isn't bad, in case you haven't noticed his stats, there are literally maybe 3 people in the world that can do what he's doing at the plate, and then there's no one who could do it at the same time while he's at the mound. Will he stay healthy? Will he be able to do this for a long time? Well, the Dodgers bet a whole lot of money, deferred money, that he would. This is the beginning. This is what the real test is. Look, 50-50 was great as a DH. It was good enough for the MVP, but what you could do as a top 3 hitter in the league and perhaps a top 10 pitcher is what would even surpass Judge, what he's doing this year. I know Errol, when he's on, Errol doesn't want to say that Judge isn't as good as Ohtani, but if we get the top 10 pitcher and a top 3 hitter, that's more value, especially in WAR, to a team than just as a good outfielder who's one of the greatest hitters we've ever seen.
It's just interesting to me, like when Errol says like the best, if he can go both sides, it might be a little early, but at the same time, like I don't know if it is, because we have somebody that's doing something that nobody's ever done. Babe Ruth was the last person to do it, and so if we get that, is he that dude? And can he keep it? And Fish, I agree. Like, if he can give you, like, he's going to open, and they're probably going to give him I would say 60 pitches probably is what
he had 44 in a simulated start his last time out in 3 innings. So I would imagine around 50, 60, something like that.
Yeah, it'd be 65. And that's kind of the progression of what we've done, like when we have Tommy John. And he hasn't thrown since 23. So I think he's going to get probably 65. And if he goes out and shoves it up their ass, but does that really mean anything? I look at it 2 ways. Yes, he's on the mound, and yes, he is a presence. But if they're going to extend him, what is that going to mean? You know? And I honestly don't know what that is, because shit, my first at bat, J.J. Hardy hit a home run off me. Coming off Tommy John, you just don't know, because, yeah, I can throw against my teammates and I can throw in rehab games and I can do that. But it's different when you get to the big leagues. So what's he going to be able to do? Let's see what happens. And I know Errol will argue this with me, and I hope he's having a fantastic time on his cruise with Brittany and everybody. But if he comes back and does the shit that he has done on the mound, because you look at his lifetime ERA, the man balls out. And so it's just, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know how he's going to respond. So let's see what happens. And he's going to do it. And he's just a different anomaly. I just think we haven't seen a character like this. And that's what I've said. I was like, I am not discrediting Judge by any means, being the best player by any means. But if he comes back and does half of what he does, right? Half. He's still the best player in the fucking planet. How do you deny that?
You know what's crazy? He separated his shoulder in the playoffs. And
yeah, sliding in the second.
And wasn't particularly good in the World Series.
No, he's terrible.
Well, I mean, he's playing with one arm. You know what I mean?
Judge hasn't been good in the playoffs either, so.
No, but like, what I'm saying is we didn't even get a healthy Ohtani and lost the World Series to them. Now they get this guy perhaps at the peak of his powers again. He was a killer. If I'm not mistaken, the Mets had trouble with him in the NLCS, Speedy.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
The Mets had trouble with him in the beginning of the series. He kind of cooled off a little bit after that, but there were other guys that heated up. Max Muncy and Tommy Edman and a bunch of other guys heated up after that. And the Mets
Edman's
lost
a good
him
player.
sick. Yeah.
Look, Otani is the superstar for a team that didn't need him to win the World Series. Now they have him. The pitching needs to get healthy. I expect Snell to come back in a month or so. I think this was always going to happen with Snell. At some point early in the contract, he was going to miss a
We
decent
knew he was
amount
going to
of
miss time. Yeah.
He's always
he
like at
hasn't
the
even done
first
anything.
year of like a new team. Bad, that's good.
Glasnow, I don't know if he's, look, he's damaged goods. We know that. Hopefully he can get himself healthy. They got a lot of guys. They have so much. They spent so much money. They can keep putting guys out there. It's amazing. No other franchise would have lost 14 pitchers, 4 starters, and still be at the top of their division the way that they are, unless they had this murderer's row. Freddie Freeman, he didn't have a great regular season last year. He's battling some injuries. He's pretty good again. I mean, we saw it in the World Series. He hit that grand slam in Game 1 that none of us are going to forget for a long time. He hit one of those home runs in every single game of the series. Doesn't even matter. Didn't even need to, because he killed us. It was almost the same thing as Halliburton hitting that shot against the Knicks, or even in Game 1 against the Thunder, where that grand slam, that was the biggest momentum bust, just absolute kill shot that I've seen in a World Series Game 1 in a long time. You would have to go back to, what's the biggest Game 1? Or we get to go back to the Kirk Gibson, on one with 2 bad legs, as Vin Scully said at the time, right? Hitting that walk-off home run all those years ago. Was it 35 years ago now? I mean, what he did is remarkable. And they didn't even use Otani. This Dodger team is just, they've got to be prohibitive favorites. If you can get good money on them right now when guys are hurt, do it now. We don't have Let's Parlay till Thursday. But I'm telling you right now, I don't see how they don't
debut.
repeat. I don't see it. No other team really blows me away. The Giants are trying. They know. Buster Posey knows that he's not getting past the Dodgers unless he beefs up that lineup. Now he's got Devers. I don't think it's enough yet, but I like to see teams do that. The Padres didn't really add this year, and Michael King, they just said, don't expect him back anytime soon. We might not see him. Joba, he's one of the guys that we mentioned.
I don't think he's going to pitch this year.
I don't think so either. It's some kind of shoulder thing, upper scapula. They don't know exactly what it is.
Those are tough too.
That's 3 months regardless. Luis Heel has been out with something like that all year.
I don't think we'll get him back till probably after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I'm
probably.
guessing
I would say August. Honestly,
mid to late July, early August.